Have you ever wanted to build something that gives you some real control over your digital life? Maybe you want to securely access your files on the go or just keep your browsing private? Well, today we're going to tackle a tech project that might sound a little complicated, but I promise you it's actually incredibly straightforward. We are going to build our very own private VPN server, step by step. So let's just dive right in.
Seriously, think about that for a second. Every single time you hop on the Wi-Fi at a coffee shop or browse from your phone, your data is zipping through networks that you don't own and you definitely can't see. And that question right there is pretty much the whole reason we're here today, to take back a little bit of that control.
And this is our solution, a personal VPN. Honestly, the best way to picture it is as your own private digital tunnel. All of your internet traffic goes in one end, travels super securely through this tunnel that only you have the key for, and then it comes out the other end, totally safe from anyone trying to peek inside. What this really means is that all your traffic from your phone, your laptop, wherever, it all gets routed through your own home network. And today, you get to be the architect.
Okay, so every great build starts with a solid foundation. For us, that means getting the server software installed on our machine. And you'll be surprised, this part is incredibly fast. And that's all thanks to a really clever script that basically automates the whole thing.
It really just boils down to these 3 simple commands you pop into the terminal. First, we download the script. Second, we tell our system, hey, you know that script I just downloaded? I trust it. It's okay to run. And third, we execute it. That's it. From there, the script just does all the heavy lifting for us.
Now, what's so cool about this part is how simple the script makes the whole configuration. It's going to ask you a couple of questions, but honestly, for the most part, the defaults are exactly what you want. It'll suggest UDP, which is way faster for things like streaming and browsing. It's going to pick port 1194, which is the industry standard, and it'll recommend a solid DNS provider like Google. You pretty much just press enter a few times, and you're making these solid, expert-level choices without even breaking a sweat.
And just like that, the first huge step is already done. The script runs, it does its magic, and boom, the core of your VPN server is installed and all configured. The foundation for your private tunnel, it's officially in place. So, we've built the foundation, which is great, but right now, our tunnel is kind of sealed off from the rest of the internet. So in this next part, we need to open up a secure gateway. This is what's going to allow our devices to connect from anywhere in the world.
We do this with something called port forwarding. Now I know that sounds super technical, but the concept is actually really simple. You're just telling your home router, hey router, if you get any traffic knocking on door number 1194, send it straight over to my new VPN server. It's kind of like putting a specific house number on the entrance to your private tunnel so your devices know where to go.
All you got to do is log into your router, find the port forwarding section, it's usually under advanced or firewall settings, and then create one simple rule. You just tell it the port number, that's 1194, and the local IP address of the machine where you installed the server. Save it, and bam! The gateway is officially open for business. All right, this is the moment we've been waiting for. The server is built, the gateway is open, now it is time to actually use our private tunnel. Let's get our first device connected. Okay, so when the server installation finished, it created this special file for you, one that ends in .opvn. This file is everything. It is the unique, secret key to your private tunnel. You have to get this file from your server onto the phone or the laptop that you want to connect with. And connecting is it's beautifully simple. You download the official OpenVPN Connect app from the App Store. Then you get that special .ovpn key we just talked about onto your device. You import it into the app and you tap one single button. That's all it takes to unlock and step right into your very own private tunnel. But how do you know it's really working? Well, this right here shows you everything. Before you connect, if you go to a site like whatismyip.com, it'll show your mobile carrier's IP address. But after you connect to your VPN, go back and refresh that page. You should now see your home network's IP address. This is the proof. It shows your traffic is going all the way through the tunnel and popping out safely at your house.
And there it is, that amazing feeling of success. You are officially, securely, and privately browsing the web through a tunnel that you built and that you control. This is huge. It means you can now safely use public Wi-Fi, access stuff on your home network from anywhere, and just know that your connection is encrypted all the way back to your home base. So you've got your phone connected, which is fantastic. But what about your laptop or your tablet? Maybe your partner's phone? Well, the great thing about this setup is that it's built to scale up. Let's take a look at how incredibly easy it is to expand our new private network.
This is probably the very next thing you're going to want to do. Because once you get a taste of the security of your own VPN on one device, trust me, you're going to want it on all of them. And the good news is, the process is even easier than the first time around. You just run that exact same installation script again, but this time a little menu is going to pop up. You simply choose option 1, add a new client, give it a unique name like My Laptop or Client 2, whatever you want, and it just generates a brand new, unique key file for that device. Transfer that new file over, import it, and you're done. You can do this over and over for as many devices as you need.
So there you have it. You've actually done it. You've built a secure, private, and personal slice of the internet that you are in complete control of. You know, this is more than just a tech project. It's kind of a statement about digital ownership and privacy. So the only question left really is, what are you going to do with all that freedom?